Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Not having the greatest streak here in the arena, but let's see if I can change that at all with the Druid. Microphone's on? Okay. Sea Giant is pretty darn good. Like, he's an 8/8 who will often cost 7 or less. That said, Enhanzo Mechano is so crazy. Like, he's random, he's so crazy, he can just generate wins out of it. I think I have to take Enhanzo Mechano. I'm very fond of him, but that was a hard choice. This is a hard choice because none of them are fantastic, but I guess I would given... Well, I am a Druid, so I could get buffs to put on the Gargoyle, but that's like a weird combo. I'm going to take the Harpy because it does do a lot of damage, contrary to my previous problems with it. Trap Machine. The Wolf Rider can just come out and kill something. I think I'm... Wolf Rider's pretty flexible for killing. I guess we'll take him. Not desperate enough to take the Swamp Thing yet. Okay, Mark of Nature is interesting, but we're gonna go Yeti. Because it's a Yeti. And Druid of the Claw. That's a pretty solid pick there. Speaking of solid picks, Boulder Fist. So I got pretty high cost stuff so far, and it's not stopping soon. Tank. Ironbark Protector. Ironbark Protector, in terms of really large, expensive things, is actually one of the better ones, despite being a common, like, basic card. Just because when you put him out, he does have that taunt, so late game when things are dicey, that can actually work out. Do I take a stupid Healing Touch? My deck is looking kind of slow, like maybe that Healing Touch would be useful for staying alive. Because I don't want to take the Tiger, my deck's too slow for that. I could just take the Deckhand as a crappy 2/1, I'm never going to get the thing. It would be a 1-drop. I guess I'm going to take the Healing Touch, which I never do, and I'm not too fond of it because it's just healing, but... Recycle can just get rid of a minion, which is pretty good. It is very expensive. It gets rid of a minion and doesn't trigger their death rattle if they have one, so that's cool. But Sergeant Commander also can get rid of a minion. Twilight Drake is a little bit cheaper than my other hugely expensive stuff, so I think I gotta take the Drake. Deck is so expensive. We're gonna take the Geomancer. Even though he's probably bad because they don't have any spell damage yet. Okay, here's some okay stuff. Do I want the Tauren Warrior, the Raptor, or Crocolisk? It's a pretty classic choice. I think we'll take the Croc. Wow, this row sucks. These are all bad garbage cards that I don't like. I have a lot of expensive stuff. If I was desperate for expensive stuff, I could see taking him sometime, even though he's fragile. But I am not. I have tons of expensive stuff. She's, in fact, too expensive. I think I'm taking the Crap Wolf Grund. Okay, here's some stuff. Acid Ooze, pretty good. Or Mark of the Wild. Could give taunt to one of these other things. Enlarges them, which is good. Huh. On the Harpy. And I'm hurting for cheap minions, which the Acid Ooze would also do. I'm gonna take the Ooze. I should probably have taken the buff, but whatever. You guys are not really my friends. I don't have a good way to control the sheep. I've found they've worked out poorly for me in the past when I'm not like a mage or something, so we'll take that guy. This is a bad card. You're expensive. Abomination it is. He can taunt, he can kill weenies. Speaking of taunt, I think we're going to go Unstable Ghoul, because again, my deck seems to be one that would benefit more from the slowness. She is so much better than him. Solo Forest, I'm not going to have like a whole lot of little guys. Druid of the Fang or Hungry Dragon. Boy, I could have so many Soul of the Forests that my deck would be completely clogged and useless. I could have. Druid of the Fang, what do I have? Beasts. I've got 1. She counts as a beast when she's transformed. 2. 3, but he's expensive. I really don't have the beasts to support this thing. So we're going to take Hungry Dragon. Hungry Dragon is even cheaper. Doesn't require anything. I mean, he has his own drawback for sure, but I think he's pretty awesome. Do I want another Twilight Drake? I'm not as fun. I'd rather have actual Yetis myself, because they don't get the silence can really screw these things, and they're usually not bigger than a Yeti for me if my deck's working right. Of course, this deck could be slower, so they might end up different. I don't need the Beasts particularly. I think Twilight Drake I'd still rather have than the Kodo. Wild Growth could help me get to these big expensive things faster, but eh. It does just give you you can just pay 2 mana and cycle it, like just replace it with a new card later in the game when you have full mana. The Cult Master, who could draw a bunch of cards, but probably not that many because my deck's not full of cheap guys. And he's also expensive. You know what? I think the Wild Growth, as great as he can be, would be a problem. I really need stuff like Swipe. Please give me some more Swipes. I would be happy with that. Ancient of War is pretty awesome, like 5/10 taunt for 7. But maybe the Big Game Hunter. I mean, it could backfire. There may be situations where I can't play him because he'd only be killing my own guys, but I'm not as worried about that. I think he's pretty good, and I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 6 things that cost more than 4. My deck's actually not that ridiculous anymore as we're getting towards the end. You know what? I'm going to go with the Ancient of War. More fatness. Why not? And that paid off because a Stranglethorn Tiger is not my favorite expensive thing to choose. I'd rather have one of these guys. Berserker. That's an interesting row. Tall Strider loses. I'd rather have a Yeti for sure, but would I rather have a Yeti or an Ogre Brute? For the curve, I think I'd rather have the Ogre Brute in this deck to balance out my curve there. Do I take the Naturalize, which can really solve a big problem? I don't have that many things for blowing up minions. Or the Clockwork Gnome, who is good 1-drop. He's like 1 1/3 cards. Although as a 2/1 for 1, that's a pretty weak card, so he's basically a normal card. I just don't like the Naturalize. I should probably take the Naturalize because something big's going to come up and it's going to screw me, but I don't want to give my opponent all those cards. Another Swipe! Direwolf Alpha is really good too, but another Swipe. I like that. I was sad I didn't take one of these earlier, so let's get that. And do I want another one? Or a Loot Hoarder? Loot Hoarder draws me a card. I actually have a decent number of 2-drops now, though. I think I'm going to take the Mark of the Wild, because it can go on the bigger minions, too. And last card is an easy choice. Young Priestess is interesting. She's okay. You are crap, and you are amazing. So this is going to be a big, expensive sort of fighting deck, but it's not as expensive as it initially looked. A lot of it came at the start, which messes with your perception as you're picking cards. But I've got a lot in the sort of 4-cost region. I've got a reasonable amount of 3-cost, lots of 2s. Although a couple of them are buffs and not minions, but most of them are minions. It's going to be interesting. Feels good. I got 2 swipes, so this is a fairly well-rounded Druid deck. No innervates for that kind of craziness. And I have enough big expensive cards to easily get screwed on a starting hand, right? Have a bunch of expensive things and then mulligan and still have a bunch of expensive things. That can easily happen. But I have enough cheap things that it's, my odds are pretty decent to have a workable-ish hand. More often than not, I would hope. A Paladin. Not my Paladin, so he's going to have all kinds of swords and consecrates and who knows what. I don't want the early game healing touch. It's kind of junky. Right, yeah, you could cast it on that turn, but it's crap. Let's pitch all of those. We'll keep the Drake. Want a cheaper minion, and we didn't get one. Awesome. Welch. Wow. Forgot I had that guy. Slow ass hand. I mean, I can go turn 3, big something, and turn 4, also something big. But at the moment, it's pretty weak to us. I think it's going to be a thorn in my side, I can tell. So next turn I can coin out a fairly large Twilight Drake. That could cause problems depending on what he gets from it. I don't like my odds there. I don't know what his hand is like. Maybe it's not an issue, but it could be really bad. I don't really want to give him the thing from the Hungry Dragon while he has that wolf. Oh, that was awesome. He got screwed, because this guy would have been fantastic without the, like, with his battle cry. Well, maybe not for this situation, but just in general, he's such a fantastic guy. Losing the battle cry sucks. He didn't get the big thing that he wanted, which would have been really bad for me, I'm sure. I do have to worry about whether I need to be killing that or not. So, I think what I might want to do is kill that, because I don't want whatever he's trying to get with it. It could be a decoy, but he already got one other thing, so it's not too bad. Kill that, Mark of the Wild, this guy, that should stop some shenanigans, and then I won't be able to do much else. I mean, I could just kill that and, I guess, let him attack with those, because what are they going to do? Just play another one. Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. This is a fairly serious force I have, and it's going to keep getting more serious. Ooh, now he doesn't have to trade as much army to get the kills. That needs to die. Still reasonably expensive for him to do that. So I'm thinking I want to swipe this guy and just get rid of him. That sucks for my mana usage, but oh well. I'm gonna kill you. Take less damage that way. I've got a lot of cards and he doesn't, so this is going okay. No, well, that was pretty card inexpensive for him, but I don't think it's the worst situation. We'll see. We'll see what he gets from the Hungry Dragon now, because I might be able to Kung Fu it if I'm lucky. You shall not pass. Nope. I should have killed this guy first, I guess. But, I mean, they could have been one of those 3-1 whatever guys, so... Oh, fine. I'll just buff him. It's not great, like, time-wise, but... Stop stuff from coming through. Make him pretty hard to kill. Unless he's got a big game hunter, and that, I really shouldn't have done that, in case he has a big game hunter. That'd be super incredibly annoying. Although it would save him, potentially. Dragon Consort, that's not great. Reporting for duty. So I could use him with charge to kill that. Him with charge is always a bad idea, but in this case I can wipe a lot of the army. So I think it's going to work out for once. I'll probably regret that, but... It's a lot of dead forces he's got there, and I'm going to start dropping this guy next turn, maybe. Or I could do the Enhanso Mechano if he doesn't kill this guy. But he had to have another Hammer of Wrath. I was worried about that, but I was like, I don't know, what are the odds? Apparently he prioritizes Hammer of Wrath. And he's got a True Silver Champion, because he's not me. Friggin' awesome. Yeah, he can use that to finish off my guys if I don't put him out first. So let's just put him out first. Sword that. He's probably going to sword that and kill it somehow. I don't know. Yes, ooze, that's okay. Can I help you, sir? Jeeves. That is definitely helping him, not me right now. That is a problem. He's got a secret too. Ah. Yeah, I might have to actually kill Jeeves with an attack, which is horrible. Let's see. First, we're gonna try and trigger a secret. Oh, look! Wow, actually, that's pretty big guy, kind of annoying. So maybe I'll enhance a Mechano. That's what I'll do. I'll put her out. Bathe in flame. I don't know if that was the right choice. Bubble, good enough. I probably should have killed Jeeves, but we'll see how cheap his deck is. Damn. Well. He's probably not going to take advantage of that guy and Jeeves particularly well.
Wanna blow something up?
Ow. Okay. Well, that's pretty annoying.
Reporting for duty. Let me get back.
Got 11 cards left. Do I want to try and deck him? I'm thinking no. I'm thinking that's ridiculous. Can I just kill him as thing? I could Mark of the Wild this. I could hit him for 8 plus 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's a lot of damage. Is he going to be able to come back with his cards if I do that? I don't know. He's going to get a lot of cards. It's really bad to leave your opponent low, leave their army alive, and all that stuff. I don't know, though. That's pretty tempting, and giving them all those cards. It's pretty friggin' tempting. Am I going to be able to finish it, though?
What to do? Time waits for no one.
Let's go nuts. Giving him the cards is craziness. Oh my god, I didn't do the thing. That is so beyond dumb. Oh my god. Unbelievable. I'm the worst player ever. Because I'm talking to you. If I had put that on there, I would have drawn an extra card from Jeeves. I would have had time to play him as well. It would be dumb.
Something needs tinkering?
He's got a gigantic handful of cards. He can draw more. I mean, decking himself is not really that realistic a problem. He would be at 3 right now. It would be much more practical to killify him. He just wanted to get rid of that because he knows he's not going to be using it anytime soon, and even if he did, it might hurt him. He's got a lot of cards. If any of those cards gain him life, like those 5/6 guys or something, it would be bad. Yeah, that hurt. Wow, he's really trying to draw more cards? You have to kill this guy now, you know that. This is kind of insane. If I had done that extra damage to him, it would be a lot better. God damn it. Take out the bubble. Can I just kill him is the real question. If I kung fu that... No, there's no... Wait. If I could swipe him, if I could... I don't have the... to do the 1 damage to that and the 1 damage to that. I can't do it. Although I have a leper gnome that'll make it close. If I kung fu that, and then I grow him... Well, that's unnecessary. Grow him if I can't kill it. It's much better if I could kill this with swipe, but I don't think I can. The swipe, no, it's not going to work out. So annoying. I don't see how I can do that. I'm going to have to hope he doesn't have life gain cards left, basically. Oh, wait, I can't do it. Never mind.
For the wild.
Just trying to juggle all those numbers in my head. But I did the right thing anyway. I think I just wasn't registering that I could swipe him for the damage, and that would pop the shield. That was the key element. So I managed to pull that out somehow, even though my crazy victory plan, which was perfectly good, then I failed to execute it, but still came back and won somehow. Yay, Druid. Honestly, there's some possibility I could have just, like, waited him out because he had drawn so many cards, but that's still hard. In 4 cards, he would have taken, like, 1 damage. So yeah, I could have healed to 8, but I would have had to get some other cards that would do things. Anyway, that was a good start, though, I think. A little crazy. A little stupid. But worked out okay. We're going to see how much farther I can get next time. If you found that useful or entertaining, or if you enjoy cookies, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonet Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.